It's March 9th, 2022. Um, I'm watching this. It says coronavirus 2 years later. It's channel 2. It's not channel 7. There, tonight it says that Yahtzee Chotzi is, I don't know if he's retiring. I can't quite get the gist of this, but apparently the details around what they're alerting on this particular channel is that Mayor de Blasio, and again, I didn't vote for this guy, Mayor de Blasio. I don't know what he campaigned on. I don't know who he was involved with. All I know is he's got a mixed string of pearls. That's all I heard. And then I saw very little of him on the TV. And then I heard a lot of the city workers were upset with him because they didn't feel like a lot got done. But again, I don't know if that's like the evil children from everywhere, like propping up the next major league whatever they were planning on putting in at a city and like besieged by like a lot of problems. So anyway, so this is this.
City's top health official is stepping down next week after
So apparently they refer to him as a top health official. Now he's in public health.
guiding New York City through most of the coronavirus pandemic. Dr. Dave Chokshi was named City Health Commissioner in August of
All the while my health has been deteriorating, might I add.
2020. Today he sat down with CBS 2's Jessica Moore for a candid conversation about answering his calling. What kind of pressure did you...
Now, is this the interrogator? Is this considered a deposition? I'm just curious how that works in weird hires and fires. That makes the evening news.
Did you feel stepping into this role at the height of the pandemic?
I felt a lot of pressure, to be perfectly honest, because there was so much that was on our shoulders. But every day, I strove to be worthy of the role that I was in.
Choksky hit the ground running.
Now, this is the mayor, de Blasio, at the time, before Eric Adams got in. Again, another candidate. I have no idea who he really represents. I don't know who this gentleman is. He doesn't have a label. And I don't know how he got elected or if he's appointed. Again, they don't really, when they keep you in a room, they don't really explain much to you. And then here he is. But this is the, I don't know which flag that represents. And then this is the United States of America flag in the lower 48, part of the abusive side of North America.
Working 90 to 100-hour weeks on top of his daily press brief.
And again, I don't know that Canada's much better, but when I went to Canada, they sure were cordial and nice and kind, and they treated me well. That scored major points with me.
Briefings. He says he couldn't possibly have done it alone. How hard was this as a family, not only to get through the pandemic, but for your wife to support you? This had to be exhausting for her as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just so grateful to her. And yes, it has definitely taken a toll.
What were some of the things you faced that were the most frustrating over the last couple of years?
Yeah, the degree to which polarization in our dialogue, the public dialogue, and the degree to which misinformation is able to take root is deeply concerning to me. We are seeing the echoes, the long shadows of racism in our society. This is not about...
I have family members that, not necessarily arm's length, although my grandfather did shake a little bit. Actually, no, because Vicky's shaking. That are shocking, which is how you spell shaking, in tremors, health-related issue, since he wants to speak of foreshadow and long shadow, as in long anticipated story that was already told, except it was never announced to me, but there's a lot that know about it and keep participating in it, and not necessarily the corrective fashion.
Racist behavior, this is about racism as a set of policies that make it so that people are less likely to have access to quality health care, but also less likely to have access to affordable housing and quality education.
That was never the case. That's the wrong story, the wrong somebody's thesis. The truth is that wherever you were born before you arrived here, or before the generational problem of travel happened, whatever label that was, when you had good people, good culture, and you were just good and happy to be there. Something happens, drought, famine, whatever, it's fixable. You can fix the housing crisis in any town if it's all you. You can fix the education, they can ship in professors, they can ship in supplies. You do not need to disrupt other people's version of happy just for a long shadow study. Just because someone's kid was curious.
And nutritious food, all of which predispose people to illness.
Under Choksi's leadership, 77% of all New Yorkers are fully vaccinated, a point of pride for the otherwise humble public servant.
The other thing that that I think should be associated with the health department during this period is our focus on being on the ground in communities, which actually requires a great deal of humility.
It also, they have a very overeducated population. They know how drugs work, they know how poisons work, in short and long-term acting, whatever. And they definitely have taken a very large role in the building, getting some to financially donate, and then just taking over wings, floors of hospitals in whatever, and then having loud voices, but, and then covering for one another in like papers that are written, but not necessarily in what's healthy for the indigenous while they're on residency with no foundation whatsoever backing, because the rock and the paper doesn't back poisoning the living population or taking part and looking the other way while others are coming in to do this devious act.
Choksi says it is crucial for the city to invest in public health infrastructure.
We have seen the ways in which bringing health to the people, meeting people where they are, is fundamentally the best way to change health outcomes.
Dr. Choksi plans to continue practicing medicine at Bellevue Hospital and focusing his attention on the people who...
Bellevue, really? Bellevue.
Who matter most.
I'm looking forward to spending some more time with my family, taking care of my patients, and I didn't expect this job to come to me when it did, so we'll see what the universe has in store for me next.
Jessica Moore, CBS 2 News. Mayor Ad.
I wonder how a theology, whatever, thesis or is going to go when deciphering one's own home texts. How that at Inquisition, the Fifth Inquisition, will look. Anyhow, so it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken, it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.